Hello, 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 everyone. Friends in the Wild podcast here. Mallie and Laura Grace, your favorite two girls. And as you can see, we have a change of location, extremely exciting, and we are together in person.
Guys, look at what Laura Grace made me. Everyone go to YouTube or Spotify where you can click on the video and look at what Laura Grace made me. It says tying the knot down
kind
here.
of laying on it.
But look at my little lockets, my M and my C. I'm obsessed. She really outdid herself and I don't deserve it.
I did it at the night before we left for this trip, and we were leaving it allegedly 3. We've already been over this. I don't know which, we said we don't know which episode's going to come out first, but we talked about the trip, the beginning of the trip. So, yeah, I did it the night before, and I don't know, I think it's cute, but, when you do something, you, see all the flaws, so.
No, I don't see one flaw.
I'm glad you like it.
So cute. I love it so much.
I had this idea to do it. I wanted to do something, for, a decoration that's, personal for you. So I had this idea during the school week, and planning this has been my favorite form of procrastination throughout
I'm so
this
glad to
past
be of service.
school week. Yeah. And shout out to my mommy. She just has a million different kinds of fabric. So this is all just from our house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pam.
We might have went together a little more if I'd bought it, but
no, I love
it.
It
Together okay.
Yeah, I think it looks perfect.
I might change one or two, but yeah.
You don't have to. I love it.
I think the locket's really cute.
The locket is adorable.
And I think I'm going to go over it, go over the edges with yarn or thread or something and have it look stitched on.
I can't wait.
Really cute. Yeah.
I've decided I'm going to use it at my shower. And I love it.
I'm glad. I think it's cute.
Anyways, guys, we're checking in from Jacksonville Beach. Jax Beach for the locals.
No. Yeah, we're really familiar, so we can call it that. You guys might want to call it Jacksonville Beach. I don't know.
And we've had a wonderful time.
We've had so much fun. Yeah, this has kind of been a perfect trip.
It really has. It's been so good. This morning, we had the epitome of a perfect day.
Just as we said, we are women of our word.
Truly. We woke up this morning, not too late, considering we had 3 hours of sleep the night before. We walked to a coffee shop close by, got some breakfast and coffee, walked back. May I add, we looked adorable while doing so.
We did, except we were pale at this time.
Pale, but, everyone has to have a flaw. If we would have been tan, we would have been too perfect.
Yes.
We took a brisk 5-mile walk on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Felt like 2.
Chatting the entire time, of course.
This was in the morning, so we were like, oh, we're not getting sunburned. I need to put sunscreen on.
Right. We put it on our chest because who wouldn't?
Because your chest skin ages more quickly, I think.
Yeah, and I put some on my face. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's so good.
I've been putting sunscreen on my face since you told me I should. Since you told me I was aging rapidly.
I said, you're grandma.
You look 75. You should probably wear sunscreen.
Anyways, and then we came back, changed into our bathing suit, packed our beach bags, hit the beach again, where we baked, may I say.
We were going to read, mostly slept, and chatted.
Yeah.
And made TikToks.
Yeah. And ate Uncrustables. But we
had a spread. Yeah, we had a spread of Uncrustables, Unwell drinks, which are really good. Have we talked about them? Mallie gave me some. Oh, and Mallie also made me so we got LL Bean boat and totes. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
And Mallie put a treat bag in mine of little goodies, and she got me an Owala water bottle. I've never had one.
I know.
I'm the owner of an Owala now. I'm obsessed. So, yeah. Of course, Mallie is still doing things for other people during her wedding. That's kind of her vibe. But
I'm a giver.
But anyway, so then we roasted in the sun.
And we are beyond sunburnt. Right now I'm in pain. And if I wasn't weird about feet, I would show you all my feet and your feet. They are scorched.
Toasted.
To a crisp.
Behind these smiles and happy voices are 2 women suffering.
Exactly.
At current, my back feels treacherous, and in the car my hands were freezing. I was freezing at dinner because I feel usually your sunburn keeps you warm.
I'm thinking about it,
but it was I couldn't regulate my body temperature because I was so sunburned. Like, my skin was hot, but my internal organs were freezing.
Yes. And we did this to ourselves.
We did.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So, anyways, then we came back after we decided enough is enough. 3rd-degree burn is where we're going to have to draw the line. We came back, showered, got ready. I was about to say full glam, but
no.
When you don't have the right shade to match
pink,
we
would have been putting blush all over our faces to match that.
I don't think they make that shade at the Sephora.
Actually, they do, and it's the Rhode blush that we have. We were saying the reason that we love the Rhode blush so much is because it's the color of sunburn, and it looks so flattering for that reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on topic.
We got ready, and then we made a dinner reservation while we were sitting upon the beach, and we just thought this restaurant looked kind of cute, so we went. Turns out we went to Restoration Hardware.
Yeah, it was like RH rooftop at RH. We were like, okay, cool.
The pictures looked stunning. We're like, okay, fine. We're down.
We roll up, pull off the interstate at this shopping center, and I'm like, why would there be a rooftop restaurant in the shopping center? Restoration Hardware.
And it was stunning.
It was so beautiful. Hopefully we'll post pictures.
Yeah. We have to.
Oh, no.
We can't hold that from them. It was beautiful.
That would be cruel and unusual.
So, yeah. It was completely glass, the inside, and then there was a rooftop, seating area, but we need to expose our waitress.
So, we got pretty womaned today. Mally and I, 2 very expensive looking young ladies, I would say.
We were dressed very nice.
Yeah, we looked the part.
Better than some of the people there.
So this was a really expensive restaurant. We got some of the cheaper things, but we did get truffle fries because they're so good.
And we got mocktails, so we paid to have a fancy drink.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So what happened was our waitress, we ordered the truffle fries, and she said, oh, would you like to, we're trying this new thing where we put caviar, this type of caviar on top of the truffle fries, and the flavors really complement each other. And Mally had asked me if I'd ever tried caviar, and I was like, yeah, I don't really like it, but you should try it. But the caviar was $100. So I'm sorry, you guys might think this is dumb, but in my brain, she was saying to us, we're trying this, this is an experimental thing, and we're willing to let you guys try it for us. See if you like it. See what you think.
Or at an extreme discounted rate, try it.
Because we have clearly really refined palates, I think. That's what I thought. I thought that she was complimenting us.
I kind of got the vibe that she was trying to take advantage of us, which is obviously what she was trying to do.
She was trying to upsell us for sure. And so she's like, if you guys want to be adventurous, this is what you should do. And Mally's like, it's up to you. You said you don't like caviar. And I was like, okay, just tell me to be adventurous and I'll do it. That's all you have to say. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And then she's like, okay. And then I thought, we're going to get the check and it's going to be so much money. So I said, is that an additional cost? And she said, yeah, of course. Caviar is always expensive.
No. She was like, yeah, of course, and left it at that. And you said, okay, how much?
She didn't even say how much, did she? Yeah.
And then she's like, $40. And you said, okay, we'll just take the normal truffle fries, no caviar. And she was like, well, caviar is expensive all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, good for caviar. That don't mean I want it.
Yeah.
She just and then after that, she did not want to spend time at our table talking to us.
Yeah, which I understand as a former waitress. If you feel like you've done something to blow your tip, you're just trying to get them out of there,
Yeah, but
also it's I don't know. It was a restaurant that I feel like people would go to have a good experience.
Yeah, I feel like that was a restaurant where people go when they're wanting to splurge, maybe you would say. And maybe us ordering truffle fries was our splurge, and we didn't need caviar.
Yeah.
And she just didn't get that.
Well,
she doesn't respect the working class.
I will say also, to out ourselves, the truffle fries were $20 to start with. These would have been $60 fries. And there weren't that many of them.
No.
It was a normal order of fries. So, anyway, is the only negative thing we have to say about this trip, though, I would say. And honestly, it's not even negative. We had an experience.
It was just funny.
That was the adventure. That was a true adventure.
But the food was delish.
So good.
If you all have the chance to go to a Restoration Hardware rooftop restaurant,
we highly recommend it.
Go.
Apparently there's one in Nashville, so for all of our Nashville people.
Yeah, it was a wonderful time. It was. And now we're just back, winding down, recording a podcast for you all. And yeah, we're going to wrap up our last day tomorrow, head home. It's been super fun.
It's been so fun. It's been restful.
It's been very chill and relaxing, rejuvenating, and that's what we wanted.
Exactly what we wanted.
Alrighty. What else do you have to tell them?
I feel as though there was something else I was going to say, but I'm unsure.
I feel like we've been saying today, I've been meaning to tell the podcast this, and then we forget, as always.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I made a list of things I wanted to say on the podcast, so I'll just pick one.
Wow. She's been waiting for this moment.
I wanted to say what Ryan said.
What did Ryan say?
About...
Okay, yeah.
So just really quickly, Ryan told me that this conversation happened in his house in Cookeville. So his roommate came in, and they're always watching movies, and he was like, "Hey, Ryan, do you want to watch this movie? It has Jake Gyllenhaal in it." And Ryan said, "Oh, I don't know who that is," which, by the way, he does, clearly. And then Trey was like, "Oh, really?" Oh, sorry, name drop Trey.
Hey, Trey.
And Ryan was like, "Yeah, I don't really know Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he dated Taylor Swift, though."
Jake Gyllenhaal.
And the whole time he was telling me the story, he was saying Jake Gyllenhaal.
Good. That man deserves to be, like, kind of shamed.
And I think he dated Taylor Swift. That's the perfect karma for Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah. Well, Jake and Gyllenhaal. Like the entire album of Red, you know?
Yeah. That is a man who's been trained.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, he probably was saying Gyllenhaal on purpose.
He probably was.
Good for him.
He's heard all too well, and he said, you know what, he doesn't deserve a proper name.
No, he doesn't. No, he lost that right when he took her scarf and never returned it.
When she was a soldier returning half her weight.
Which is crazy. A soldier. Comparing your relationship to men who have put their lives on the line.
She's the most dramatic person in the history of the world.
Your relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal was equivalent to the Civil War.
Yeah. And you know what? I believe her.
I'm sorry. Thank you for your service.
That checks out to me.
That woman a medal.
Do you like holding a handheld microphone? Just in a
Yeah, I feel like my hand could go numb though. Maybe
they're a little heavier. Although our other microphones, you had to hold them so weirdly.
Also, I'm gonna out you. Laura Grace had the realization today that if you walk on the beach, your hands swell more than the other, and she could not take this fact.
More than the other. Oh, more than other times.
Like more than other walking environments. So she insisted on walking with one hand raised the entire time.
Not the entire time. My hands got super swollen. Well, we had a coffee walk, which was so fun. Mm-hmm. So I had one hand like down holding my coffee, and about halfway through our walk, I was like, oh, my fingers are sausages, like so swollen. And I was like, oh yeah, it's because we're walking on the beach, like that happens. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I can't believe you've never noticed that before.
We've guessed that it is because of the gravitational pull.
We haven't looked it up.
That's just our assumption.
Yeah. But it was funny.
Else? Any funny things that have happened?
Tell them what you called your bathing suit.
That's what I was going to say. I said, this was yesterday when we were so tired. I said, okay, I'm going to put on my bathing poot. And that has just been the funniest thing in the world to us.
Her bathing poot. I don't know if you all are like this with your friends, but I feel like every time we go on a little trip, there's always a saying that comes out of this trip.
And what is it?
Kick rocks.
Oh, I was going to say it on 3.
Oh,
1,
sorry.
2, 3.
Kick rocks. Anything that makes us slightly irritated, we tell it to kick rocks. That or...
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
The TikTok that we rehearsed 80,000 times like that.
It's so funny. If you guys have never heard the TikTok sound, I don't know what it's from, some TV show, where the girl's like, basically, what is it? We kept saying the beginning of it last night.
Hold on.
Basically, I would let Gemma know that she is bleep, bleep, bleep. And the shoes that she gave me were not something that I would particularly buy for myself. They were old maiden type of shoes.
We've quoted that a jillion times.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Their shoes were made to be worn by a beautiful woman, and she's nothing of the sort.
She is nothing like that. Anyways. Anywho, I think that's all we need to share.
Basically, as you guys know, Mally's getting married.
Yeah, as you all are well aware.
As we've talked about.
So, in spirit and in light of that upcoming event, we have decided...
In spirit and also in light.
In spirit and in truth. We have decided to do an episode based on everything that's gone wrong pertaining to weddings. Whether it be drama, accidents, horror stories, anything. We wanted to know it all. Some of our loyal listeners wrote in their own stories, and then we also got some from Facebook Marketplace. Kidding. Just Facebook.
We said in search of.
And people sold their stories to us. And then we also got some, guess where from? Reddit.
Yeah. Obviously, as we always do.
Okay. Anyways, do I need to give a disclaimer on weddings? I don't really know what things are going to go wrong at a wedding. I think it's really important, just from the advice I've been given, to not stress about it, because something's going to go wrong, and at the end of the day, as long as your groom or bride doesn't run away, it's a win.
Yeah.
So,
many happy marriages have had weddings where something has gone wrong. I feel certain. In fact, probably all of them.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to do a few little short ones first. You want to start us off?
I do. So these are from our listeners that wrote in. Shout out listeners who wrote in. The first one says, "Not me, but a wedding I worked. The bride's mother slept with the bride's high school sweetheart."
Wait, I missed that one. I didn't see that. That's the bride's mother at the wedding? Or maybe this was just like the talk of the wedding.
I'm assuming this was at the wedding.
We need to get stories with more detailed information.
With the bride's high school sweetheart. First of all, high school sweethearts are like that you don't stay with. That's like a touchy thing because you're so young.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Your mommy, and poppy, your mother, who you trust with all your might,
soul, mind, and strength,
sleeping with your high school sweetheart.
No, that's crazy.
Someone you,
but it doesn't
willingly
seem like,
chose not to marry.
Yes, I would say it seems like she's not marrying her high school sweetheart. So at least there's that.
I would have to throw an absolute temper tantrum never seen before.
Then what does that look like to your husband? That you're caring who you're...
No, that he better have my back.
That you're caring who your high school sweetheart slept with.
If it's
your mother.
No, we'll be going to war together. That's insane.
Yeah.
The fact that this happened to someone
that we know witnessed this. Oh,
let alone
a wedding she worked.
Wait, pause. Your mom sleeping with someone your age.
I know. That's just kind of always disturbing, no matter the age difference. What do you think is okay, for adults, everyone is over the age of 25. What do you think is too big of an age difference?
I mean, I don't think it's too big because, people are gonna get married regardless, you know?
Yeah, but what do you think is the point where it's gold digging is basically the only reason to do it?
I was gonna say maybe 20 years.
So that would make
25,
45.
Like a 25-year-old marrying a 50-year-old?
But some 45-year-old guys
are with 20-year-olds?
No, 25 is our cutoff. 20 is so young. I'm saying 25. Like a 25-year-old girl dating a guy.
Like a 50-year-old.
Yeah, I agree.
That's weird.
I will say, I do think it's usually
not weird, it's
for
just
money
odd.
purposes. No, it's weird. I feel like we can say that. We don't know any. We might, and sorry to you guys, but
I'm thinking of Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, he's always dating. Yeah, or like Leonardo DiCaprio. That's his vibe.
Might be weird. So
I know. Sometimes he's funny though.
I think he's hilarious. Him and those pizza reviews,
they're
crack me up.
Funny.
He is hilarious.
He is funny. He's
but
a funny
funny people can be weird.
Oh,
look at us.
I really do think most funny people are weird. If you're normal, like you're
boring.
You're normal. Like normal isn't funny.
I'm bored.
Literally, throw tomatoes. Yeah, I would say 25 years is a solid cutoff.
Solid.
If you were on the dating scene, like how much older would you go? Do you think? I think
to keep it close.
I think I'd only date guys in their 20s.
Maybe like 3-year difference.
Oh, really? You wouldn't date like a 20... How old are we? 8-year-old? How old's Addison?
27. And that's because I don't want to date anyone her age. Like, I think that... I don't know. I just think that's kind of... Maybe I would date a 27-year-old. Good thing I'm dating a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
I am dating an older man. I'll take 6 months to cut off.
I think I like...
Are you into older
There
men?
comes a point with guys where it's like, there's not always by any means, but there's like kind of usually a reason that they're single. We were talking about this earlier today, if they're like older and single. So you have to find that cutoff. I would say I wouldn't date anyone 30 or above. Yeah. I'd stay in my 20s.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, next one.
Next. Sorry, I lost it.
Me too.
Do you have it?
Okay. One bridesmaid would not stop telling the photographer how to do their job.
I feel like, yeah, this...
Like as if they've never shot a wedding before. Real.
And also, like, photography is something that people feel like they can do, even if they like, aren't professionals.
You know, I feel like photography is kind of like not a respected art.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, I've taken pictures, like you just said. Then why didn't you get hired?
Yeah.
Like, just let them cook.
Can I say something that is a little bit controversial?
Depends. Sometimes you say things I have to cut out.
Some wedding photographers aren't very good.
Well, yeah. There's some not good
maybe the bridesmaid. Yeah. Maybe the bridesmaid, like, was trying to help the bride get better pictures.
But if I was a photographer and someone's trying to tell me what to do...
Oh... Especially like an annoying bridesmaid. Sometimes bridesmaids can be so annoying.
And I feel like people are just like so high strung on their wedding days. Like the stakes are already high. Emotions, stress levels are high. That's something that could send me over the edge.
Like your bridesmaid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hired someone because I've looked at their work and liked their work and you're trying to tell them, then... But also, I'm going to expose myself. I am such a pushover. I do not want to inconvenience anyone.
Yeah.
Ever. And sometimes I need people to be like, no, like we can ask them to do this.
Yeah, you absolutely
because
do.
I just don't. I would rather be at a loss than inconvenience someone. So sometimes I need that kick in the booty, but that's too far.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So.
Okay. Clearly caught the bouquet. Girl grabbed my arm and jumped on me to yank it away. Somebody wants to get married so bad.
I was about to say, she better have gotten married.
Yeah.
So annoying. Like, why?
It's kind of just funny. Like, I mean, whatever.
Have you seen the videos where they'll, like, jump over their backs and, like, try to catch him?
Yes.
What does it matter?
Why are we being that serious?
Like, and you know what it never was? That serious.
I think it's weird when people take the bouquet toss super seriously. Like, that doesn't mean that you're actually getting married, girls. Do we know this? And sometimes guys do it with the garter toss. I'm not a woman blamer.
Yeah.
Probably guys do it way more, actually.
They're way more aggressive. It's way worse.
That's funny, though. Clearly caught the bouquet.
So it was already in her hands, and she still felt the need.
Well, according to property law, it actually belonged to you.
OMG.
Ready?
Yep.
Or do you want to read? It's your
turn. You got it.
Okay. My wedding coordinator slit her arm open right before I walked down the aisle. I had no clue. And then specified accidentally slit her arm open.
That's like just icing on the cake of the stress. I can't imagine being like a wedding coordinator and that having to be, because you don't want to make anything about you.
Yes.
But here you are bleeding out.
It would be so stressful to be a wedding coordinator. Like, you would have to really feel comfortable before you do one by yourself, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because it's their whole day.
I think that I would like to be a wedding planner more than a day of coordinator. Because I would like the planning process, not the...
Definitely. Making sure everything goes smoothly.
Hustle and bustle of the day.
Yeah.
I would like to help them plan all the little details.
Mm-hmm.
But
just to enjoy.
Yeah.
I get that. I agree.
Your poor wedding planner, though. I can't imagine how stressed she was.
I know. You were at this wedding. Did you know about this?
I didn't know about that.
She kept it low-key.
Yeah. What a humble queen.
I feel like both the photographers and the wedding coordinators, mostly the wedding coordinators though, they do a good job, a lot of them, of like being invisible. Like,
yeah.
They're not there, you know?
Yes, they do.
I like that.
Me too.
I like people who do their job well.
Do you like the movie Wedding Planner?
I love it.
Me too.
With Matthew McConaughey?
Yes.
If anybody needs a good rom-com, you should watch that one.
And J-Lo.
I feel like everybody's seen it. It's so good.
She is gorgeous in that movie.
Although it does bother me that, like, never mind, I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay, don't.
But there's a part that bothers me, and you guys will probably know what it is when you watch the movie. Do you know what it is? It's the fact that he has a fiance.
Oh, yeah. That minor detail.
Yeah. But then it all works out.
It all works out.
Not to spoil a rom-com. I feel like we know that it all works out.
Rom-com.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so now I'm going to move on to some stories from Reddit.
Some lengthier stories.
So, buckle up. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
My wedding was actually last Sunday. This was
Congratulations.
This was written in 2017.
Congratulations in 2017.
Happy anniversary. 99% of it was amazing, and I will do a longer recap later. Okay, we're waiting. So I'm sort of pissed at my sister. That's relatable.
Sorry, Addison. Catching strays.
She got married in December to a guy she'd known for a year. I helped plan her wedding. I hosted her bridal shower and bachelorette party. I paid for the food and bought the gifts for both. I was maid of honor for her and paid for my dress, alterations, hair, makeup, nails, etc. My husband was their officiant and paid for his certificate, tux rental, etc. We also had 2 nights in a hotel and watched her daughter while she was on her honeymoon. Altogether, we paid around $3,000 for her wedding. My wedding? My sister missed her nail appointment, so I had to go alone. Had me babysit her daughter all weekend. Showed up late for the rehearsal dinner. Overslept the morning of. Half an hour late to hair and makeup. Didn't thank me for the present I gave her. Didn't give us a card or a gift. Didn't tell me I looked nice or was marrying a great guy. And hasn't texted me since the wedding. I couldn't remember when she got married when she wrote this. My husband thinks she's jealous. We're financially secure, own a house, and she isn't. But even so, I woke up crying the morning after my wedding because my feelings were hurt. That is so sad.
That's really sad. And the thing about a wedding is, it's such a long process to plan a wedding that even if, like, she didn't think of it, like, was busy at the beginning or whatever.
She had plenty of opportunity.
She realized at some point, like, okay, my sister did so much for me. I want to do something. That's so
sad, especially them being so close. She wrote this in June, so it had only been like 6 months difference. So your sister, all that you had done should still have been fresh on her mind. Like, she should have been thinking, okay, my sister did this for me, let me do that for her. And I'm really sorry and like, your sister should have your back.
And like we were saying in our friendship episode, or maybe sneak peek into our friendship episode, you shouldn't, with people like that you're so close to, you shouldn't be jealous of them. Especially when, like, maybe you guys are financially stable and stuff, but she's benefiting from that, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Paying $3,000 for her wedding, so I don't know, it's just sad.
So sad.
And it's also really sad that she woke up the day after her wedding crying. Like, you should never have to do that.
I hope that you all resolved that and that you talked.
Because this lady from Reddit is certainly listening to her episode. We're both acting like we're talking to her.
I don't know. That just makes me feel so bad for her.
I know.
Weddings are just so much as it is. And, like, knowing that you're being thought of.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
It's kind of it's so much bigger than your birthday, but it's kind of that same thing as your birthday that you, like, you try so hard not to, like, expect things. But especially if you've done things for other people's wedding and you only get... Some people get more weddings, but, like, you know, theoretically you only get one wedding. So, yeah. It's sad when people don't, I guess. Especially people like your sister.
Sounds like she's not a real sister.
I hope they made up, because something about sisters is they never go away.
Sisters.
You can't really just drop them.
Sisters.
There were never such devoted sisters. Should we sing the whole song?
No.
Okay.
Spare them.
This one's funny. This wasn't my wedding, but I introduced my ex-best friend to her now husband because he hit me up and she just got out of a toxic relationship, so I thought it would be good for her to have a rebound. Basically, long story short, I heard some things about him and warned her about it, and then she cut me off. They got engaged, and I wasn't invited to her wedding, but I saw their wedding video, and when they exchanged their vows, her husband said, "I'm so glad we met at your friend's party who we don't talk to anymore." You got a shout out.
Not him still thinking about you at the altar.
No, literally.
What
That's
an ego
so
boost.
funny.
What an ego boost. You're always on his mind, as
That
Willie
is
Nelson would say.
So hilarious. Like, obviously he truly
Also,
didn't mean anything by this. It's just funny.
If I was the bride and he said that during our wedding, I'd be like, why did you have to say that?
Really?
We don't talk to anymore? If I had, like, beef with them.
He was just trying to, like, be funny.
He
was. Like, it's not very... He's probably a normal person who's not funny.
Men aren't funny, so...
True. So don't even try.
Kidding.
No, I think that's so funny.
That is really funny. But you were on his mind.
And, you know, this kind of reminds me of, like, there's two sides to every story thing. Like, this is how they see this. And she said, like, I heard some things about him and warned her about it, and then she cut me off. She probably thinks, like... Yeah, she was, like, making stuff up about my man. And I cut her off, you know? Like...
That was her man.
Yeah. It's just funny.
That is really funny. I like that one.
I like that, too. I'm glad you got a shout out. I'm really happy for you.
Okay. At my best friend's wedding, we all came from where the ceremony took place and headed to the reception venue. All other vendors were there. Bartender, DJ, photographer. Somebody said a prayer over the food, and then, when all the guests went inside to be served the food, is when we all looked around and realized there was no food. The food caterer never showed up, and then proceeded to tell them it was their fault for not confirming the order when my best friend had email receipts showing she was in direct contact with them all along. They never took ownership, but in the end, the photographer and couple of important guests went above and beyond and ordered emergency orders from a few different restaurants in the area. While we waited for the food to come, we all just danced so much and lightened the mood of my very pissed off best friend, the bride. The majority of guests joined in, and it turned out to be such a fun party.
That's really sweet.
That is, like, my biggest nightmare. Okay, first of all, for some reason I'm having such a hard time remembering my wedding date because the number of the month and the day are close and my mind gets them joggled. Like, I told our cake lady my wedding was the day before it actually is, and Colin had to, like, correct me on the phone. So I'm terrified. I've messed something up.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned because this could be me. That would stress me out.
No, that's crazy. There's just no food, and you have all these guests.
Food for a wedding is, like, the most expensive thing.
Yeah.
So I really hope you got your money back to some extent because it can be insane the amount of money food costs. But that's so sweet that your guests and photographer, I think it was, just rallied. And I'm sure, the food was probably better than what you ordered.
Like getting Chipotle and McDonald's nuggets and stuff.
And the memory. People will never forget that.
Yeah, that's so true.
So, why didn't anyone tell you? Why did it take till your guests were there for you all to realize there's no food here?
That's true. It's a good question. Maybe, I don't know. People have
if
all
you
kinds
had
of
a wedding
different
coordinator
sorts of weddings. She should be fired.
She's the worst.
J-Lo would never.
J-Lo could never.
That's really, really crazy.
Yeah.
But shout out to your photographer and guests. That's really sweet of them.
Yeah, that is very, very sweet of them.
It really does make for a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, up next. This girl said, "Oh, girl, I have the best one." We're so excited to
We'll
hear.
be the judge of that.
11 bridesmaids' dresses went missing from the venue. Never found them. Had to go to David's Bridal and buy every blue bridesmaid dress they had in stock. Bridesmaids were sewed into their gowns.
How did you lose 11?
I mean, somebody would have had to, like...
steal them.
Yeah.
You were sabotaged.
Serious. Someone
Sleep with one eye open.
Someone hates you.
Wow.
Such that they snuck in to your wedding venue. Siri just popped up and said, "Is there an emergency?" Oh, Siri, go away. Sorry.
She's just looking out for you.
I know. She was worried about the blue bridesmaids dresses. That's crazy that you went the day of and bought dresses, too.
Yeah. The fact that David's Bridal had 11 in stock.
Yeah.
Also shocking.
Yeah.
And what a relief. But that's crazy.
Just went missing.
Went missing.
You needed to pray to Saint Andrew. You know, that's like who Catholics pray to find things, to like when they lose things.
I didn't know that.
It's kind of, I like to just.
You all need to put air tags in your gown bags.
I guess everything.
Nothing's safe in this world.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy behave.
I agree.
Okay. My wedding was almost a year ago, and a girl who was a friend in our friend group showed up uninvited for the full weekend. She was invited to the Saturday wedding only, and then to top it off, she wore a short white dress that mimicked my wedding dress. We are no longer friends, FYI, and she never acknowledged what she did. Good for you. Good for you. Should we dive into it?
Okay, let's talk about showing up for the whole weekend, though, uninvited. That's crazy to start with.
That's crazy.
Just imagine having this random person with you. Not, obviously, she's not totally random.
A rando.
Big drive off the street. No, just having someone that, you know, isn't the vibe.
Yeah.
Isn't someone you chose. Your whole wedding weekend.
That's crazy.
I don't like that at all.
Your whole wedding weekend.
Yeah. And part of me is like, weddings are such a big deal, and they like they might be too big of a deal, but like that's your one day, you know?
Who cares if they're too big or not too big?
Yeah.
But
if you think they're too big, have a chill
get
wedding.
a laugh. I'm kidding.
This is like that time. Do you remember when we were in math class freshman year of high school? We were doing some like puzzle or something, and we tied. And this is what we said. Wait, what did I say? Oh, are you ready?
I think I know what I said.
1, 2, 3.
Fight to the death.
Stickers. Yeah.
We have two extremists over here.
I said, we can both get stickers. And Melly said, fight to the death. That's always been a good
That's always been a quote of ours. Showing up uninvited. Also, why didn't anyone kick her out for you?
Yeah, I think there should be like designated people who remain to everybody else. Yeah. For you at your wedding.
I would take the fall for you at your wedding. I would, if you wanted someone gone or something done, I would be mean to someone for you.
I do.
Wow, you think I'm mean? I believe that you would be mean.
No, I just think you would do that for me.
Would you do it for me?
Yeah, and it would be really hard for me. I can't.
Do you think it wouldn't be mean for me?
Hard for me? I think it would. But you kind of like are better at having hard conversations, I feel like, than I am. And I'm going to be a lawyer, so.
Why? When have I had a hard conversation?
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. That's how I feel about you. That's a compliment.
Is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I will just like avoid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just be like, okay, like this is all fine.
No, if it was... Sorry, I'm sleepy.
I just really don't want to have a confrontation where a person is yelling at or like is upset, whatever.
If it was about like my feelings, I'd be like, just let him stay, like it's fine.
Yes.
But if I knew it was bothering you on your special time, then it would be easier for me to say something. Moving on to the latter. Let's just say it out the way it is. Stop wearing white to weddings if you're not the bride.
Yeah.
I just don't get the psychology behind that.
I don't either.
Like, why not just play it safe and wear color? Don't step on anyone's toes. Be traditionally normal. And don't wear white.
Yeah.
I don't even wear, like, hints of white to other people's weddings. Because I'm scared because I don't know how the bride feels. Some brides are chill with it. And some brides ask people to wear white to their wedding, which is totally cool. But if you don't know, I feel like don't play that game.
No, the rule is you do not wear white to a person's wedding. And that's, again, the thing of, like, maybe weddings are too big of a deal, whatever. But, like, it's a really small thing. And I'm sure you have a dress that isn't white. In fact, I'm sure most of your dresses aren't white. And maybe people think that that's, like, we've been talking a little bit about this too. Maybe people think that that's, like, an arbitrary rule that, like, doesn't make any sense and people should chill out about it. But you know what? It is whatever the bride wants. And I'm a believer of that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get why anyone would want to play that game. I don't.
I will say I hate when somebody's like, should I wear this dress to a wedding? And it's like, the background is white, but the dress is clearly, like, all kinds of different floral colors or whatever. And people are like, you can't wear white to a wedding.
And there's, like, barely.
Ever. Yes. Like, people on the internet are crazy about it.
Yeah.
And no one would be like that in real. I'm sure some people would, but most people are not like that in real life.
Mm-hmm. So I just play it safe. I don't want to push anyone's buttons, and I don't want any, like, negative attention from that.
I get nervous wearing even, like, honestly, I, like, kind of don't wear, like, baby blue or, like, yellow. Yeah. It's just scary. Even though yellow's such a good wedding guest color.
Why don't you wear yellow?
I don't know. I just feel
like a pale yellow?
I would love to wear yellow to your wedding, but I'm scared.
Why?
I don't know.
You know I don't care.
Wear white. If you wear color close to white. No, I'm just kidding. I just, you know, you don't want to be trying to upstage the bride. That's the phrase.
You're gonna upstage me. You're just that
I thought you were gonna say no chance.
Yeah. No, wear yellow.
No,
don't be weird.
I think I'm gonna wear pink. I have to.
Everyone's wearing pink.
Friends in the wall. Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
Anyways, I'd just say play it safe rather than sorry.
I completely agree. Do we have any more?
I'm fresh out of the slammer.
Oh, sorry, I have one more, and this one's pretty long. I hope it's good. I'm excited for this. My now husband and I have been dating since high school and have been together for 6 years and just got married last year. My mother loved him all throughout us dating and through most of our engagement. There was normal drama with wedding planning where my mom wanted to do things a certain way, but she didn't contribute financially, so I didn't take any of her suggestions, as I wanted the wedding to express our personalities and what we wanted. As you should. When it was a few months before the wedding, I was wondering if anyone was going to throw me a bridal shower and had asked my sister, who lives with my mom but is an adult, if she'd be interested, but didn't pressure her into it. Although my sister was my maid of honor. My sister talked to my mom and they decided they would throw me a bridal shower, although my mom told me I didn't deserve one because I was such a difficult bride and she didn't want to throw me one, but she felt obligated.
What?
Then my future mother-in-law offered to throw me a bridal shower, but my mom didn't want anyone else to throw me one. I begged her to not throw me one since she didn't want to, but she insisted. The shower ended up being nice and people came and the event went well. But then my now husband picked me up at the end and we were getting in the car to drive back home, 3.5 hours away. My mom comes out to the car and talks with us and says she's removing her blessing from the marriage because she thinks my man is going to be abusive.
Oh.
This is taking a turn. She says this in front of him and stays very calm, but it's still a bomb being dropped. My husband has literally never had a history of anger issues, has never hit me, never yelled at me, or done anything close to being abusive. All of this happened 2 months before the wedding. She still attended the wedding, but it created a ton of tension.
I would hope so. I would hope there was tension.
I think it's so sad, all these stories about moms not being supportive of
exactly.
their daughters when they're brides.
Like, okay, I've been a little bit evil, but my mom still loves me.
Yeah.
And helps me and cares for me and doesn't tell Colin he's going to be abusive towards me. And is throwing me a shower.
I think I don't know.
That's really sad. Like, your mom
is
supposed to be your fallback person and, like, your go-to during the wedding planning process. Even when you are a bridezilla, they should kind of get it.
Oh, absolutely. We've said before, your mom is the person who you're like meanest to, you know.
Yeah, but they're who you need the most too.
Yeah,
also,
absolutely.
that's so sad. I feel so bad for the bride because she didn't have that support.
I agree.
And then it's almost like the mom just made up that abusive part just to be evil.
Yes, and then the mother-in-law wanted to throw her a bridal party. It really does make me so sad when people are mean to the bride or groom, like, about their own wedding.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. That is awful. As if it's their wedding.
I know.
Or it's theirs to even have an
or they have
opinion.
Any input in it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Just do what you want. It is very sad that her mom didn't even want to do it and then wouldn't let anyone who actually did.
And the thing about contributing, like, she had suggestions, but she wasn't contributing financially, so she was like, okay, like, I don't feel like I have to take your
She's
suggestions.
not in the wrong for that.
No, not at all. And she just wanted it to show their own person. I feel like even if the mom did contribute financially, like, she would have more say probably, but, like, she could, I feel like the girl should still do what she wants. I think people should just do exactly what they want for their own weddings.
I agree.
And that is the moral of this story.
I agree. Defo.
And everyone else should respect their wishes.
Exactly. Whatever. Whatevs. I feel bad for that bride.
I know.
Hopefully my wedding has only good juju.
I think it will.
I hope. Although some things have gone sour. Just like technical stuff.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Yep. I mean, you're planning so many, there's so many different aspects of it. Something has to go a little.
Something's gotta give.
A little awry.
Something's gotta give. This bed. Okay, the Airbnb we're staying at is so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the outside's not super modern, but the inside has been, like, revamped and redone, and it's super nice. And this bed is beyond comfortable that it's putting me to sleep. Just sitting in it.
Yeah, it is. I'm really sleepy too, actually.
I'm beyond.
And we're getting up for the sunrise tomorrow. So.
Yeah, and we kind of probably need to pack a little.
I know.
Get this place.
I'm gonna not.
Probably not. I'm taking this makeup off and lathering my face with some road barrier butter.
Sleep is more important, especially since we have to drive tomorrow.
You're so right. And we're gonna be up so early tomorrow. Yeah, we'll have plenty of time.
Sleep.
Good night, guys. Anyways, so if you're, like, getting married in the future or whatever, just know if something goes wrong, we're all in this together.
It's not the end of the world. You're still going to have a happy marriage, hopefully. Although 50% end in divorce.
Awesome. What a great statistic.
That's the real wedding drama.
And let's talk about that. Anyways, guys, we hope that you all have enjoyed. Please hop up LG for her creative abilities in making me this beautiful sign.
Thanks, guys.
The wedding is just creeping right around the corner, so stay tuned for all updates and festivities.
Mally thinks I keep trying to expose her wedding, but I promise I'm not. I'm just chatty.
Just chatty. I can't blame you for that one. Can't blame you. Anyways, guys, we'll see you all next week, and thanks so much for listening, as always. See ya. Love ya.
Bye.